Greetings and salivations! I'm Unthoth Neverborn, the abyss that slumbers, and you are listening to Eldritch Rants, the show that dares to ask the question, why? Oh God, why? The answer to this question and many more will be answered by our panel of experts. Does anybody care to actually introduce themselves?
Yvette.
Hello.
Hi.
Good enough for me. All right, we're going to start off with our top story tonight, allergic to wife. After suffering from asthma for 15 years, Sigurd Lind, I can't pronounce his name, learned that he was allergic to his wife, Greta. He moved into a cabin 600 yards from their home, and his asthma cleared up. Very rare that this happens, apparently, but apparently it is far more likely for a wife to be allergic to her husband and not the other way around. So, I don't know. I just thought that was funny as hell. Thoughts?
At some point in a relationship, I find that the other partner can feel that they are allergic to their partner. Like, I mean, not physically, of course, like, fucking annoying.
You know, I gotta wonder to myself if this wasn't more psychological.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing.
Because it's kind of hard for me to believe that this was honestly, 100% medical related.
Yeah, and if he moved away from the house itself and not just the wife, it could be something that was in the house.
Quite right. It's easy to tell that sort of thing, but... well, apparently that's how it was diagnosed, so I thought that was worth mentioning here. At any rate, moving on, just wanted to bring that one up. I thought it was... I want to start with some funnier stories from now on because, God, things have been just so depressing lately. At any rate, getting on to depressing to some degree, Pence and others are attempting to urge China for pressuring North Korea. We're all familiar that North Korea continues to be a major butthead. And honestly, I'm not quite sure what Trump's planning for his strategy, really. I mean, it sounds like he was bluffing him for a bit, and then he wasn't. So, I mean, right now, we haven't blown up. They haven't launched any more nuclear missiles, and it's really sounding like China may be starting to think, you know what, maybe it's time to take care of this boil. So, as they say, all eyes are on Beijing right now. So I guess we're going to see how this turns out. But overall, I guess I'm saying I'm approving trying to deal with this because it really has been put off way too long. I mean, if we had dealt with this, 20 years ago, they wouldn't have nuclear weapons. And my big fear is, of course, they're going to have to invade at some point or something if this gets out of control. And I don't think he's going to be launching missiles at us. I honestly don't believe he has the capacity to miniaturize them enough to actually put them on his missiles. But I do think he could plant one in the middle of his hometown and blow it up and say, nobody's getting my country. So, any thoughts?
As far as I'm concerned, North Korea has pretty much always been all talk, and the only time he would ever even try to nuke America would be by accidentally falling on the big red button.
With the current guy, I would agree. The guy before him, I forget what his name was, but his father, that guy actually scared the crap out of me. That guy I thought would... If that guy had had nukes, I think we would have had a nuclear war by now. His son seems a bit more stable as far as I'm concerned. He seems more self-centered and narcissistic than, the desire to conquer the world.
Well, it's better to be that than a fucking warlord.
I would agree. Any other comments before moving on? All right, moving on. More humorous news here. Do you want to own a town? A tiny Oregon community is for sale for $3.5 million. You can buy the entire timber town of Tiller for 3.5 million. Own it lock, stock, and barrel. Brings in 6 houses, shuttered general store, gas station, post office, underdeveloped parcels, water rights, infrastructure, including sidewalks, fire hydrants, and a working power station, and basically your own zip code, including an elementary school.
I'm creating Kekistan.
Oh,
I'm creating Kekistan. I'm buying that. I need a loan, damn it.
well, actually, that is it. That is it. I think that we should all put together either a Patreon or a Kickstarter or something. I don't know what the hell they do these days, where we just say, give us enough money as soon as we reach $3.5 million, we will buy this town and declare it Kekistan, Oregon.
Yes.
And I believe the people of Oregon will. What's over there? What's that city that's full of liberals? I forget what it is.
I don't know. Portland?
That's the one. Yeah, there will be a freaking swarm of Antifa who will come to Kekistan, Oregon, and we will have to have a pitched battle for the future of the United States. They will come with their M80s, and we will have our shotguns, and it will be fun.
I lived in Portland, Oregon for 7 years, so I want to bash in some familiar faces.
Oh, you have my condolences. You have my condolences, my friend. Oh. Yes, I drove there once. It is a very scary town. You have a comment.
Can our flag be a giant Pepe, and can our national anthem be Chatelet, please?
Oh yes, that'll be the flag. We already have the Kekistan flag, but we need to have our the town animal will be a frog, and we'll have the Kekistan flag, and Chatelet will be played from speakers on every street corner, nonstop, just a continuous loop of Chatelet.
You know how like at some street corners on like with ones with stoplights, they'll make the beeping noise for people who have hard seeing.
Oh,
what
yes.
If instead we just played Chatelet?
Every time the light changes, it will stop and say Chatelet. Oh, that'll be beautiful. And then we can invite like refugees from Kekistan. Kekistan can come up to us.
Yes, that would be amazing. I would be willing to get a passport in order to fly to America to see that place.
All right, so if anybody out there knows how to get one of these, I don't know. I honestly don't care much about money, so I don't so asking for it never works for me. By the way, if you want to donate to me, don't donate to the people who come on the show to be part of the panel. Those are the guys who need the money. I don't. But anyway, if you do want to donate to creating Kekistan, Oregon, somebody out there figure out how to make a website for it. Anyway, because I don't know what I'm doing.
I will. I'll open up a GoFundMe.
That's what I'm thinking of, a GoFundMe. We need a GoFundMe to create Kekistan by purchasing a town in Oregon. That's beautiful.
Let me get this hashtag started.
Oh yeah, we definitely. I'll go over onto the Sargon Discord and I will announce it there too. You know, maybe we can get a couple of hundred crazy people to come help us out. The weaponized autistic cats of Kekistan need their own base. We'll declare it a military base.
How much is the town again? I'll need to set a price on Kickstarter.
$3.5 million.
That's US dollars, right?
That's US, yeah.
Yeah, I'll need to put that into Canadian dollars. I only have a Canadian bank account.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, we'll start. You know, I mean, if we get close, I'm sure we can get if we get enough money to start up, I'm sure we can get collateral for the remainder. If we only get half, I can get the other half as a loan from somewhere. And I figured out how we will resolve politics. We will resolve elections with coin flips because in Marion, Illinois, they had an exact tie in electing their mayor. And so in the end, the two people agreed that they were going to settle it with a coin flop that they would just let fall to the ground. But here's the crazy thing. This town had 250 residents. Guess how many were the tie vote?
How many?
11.
What?
They had a less than 10% turnout.
That's amazing.
This is the level of apathy in America. And we're talking about the mayor, the guy who could probably embezzle tens of thousands of dollars. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, got to vote. Holy crap, man. Yeah, right. That is hysterical. It was only 22 votes out of 250 residences. Ah, America, fuck yeah. Oh, I love America. I do. We have such a disdain for politics, which is half the problem, really. But well. Any comments?
I personally think we should decide our politicians, our mayor, by bare knuckle fisticuff to the death.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
I just say we make Bob mayor and go with that.
I will be the mayor of Kekistan, Oregon. Yes, I agree to this. All
right, I'm going to need 4,724,475 Canadian dollars.
Why is that?
That's how much it is. Like, I went from US dollars to Canadian dollars.
Oh, well, that's the conversion. Okay, cool. All right, you put that up, and then we will say we are making Kekistan, Oregon, and just to show how progressive we are to all those SJWs out there, we will accept refugees from Kekiswela.
How much would that be with taxes applied?
For the purchase, taxes 8%. Actually, I believe in this case we could probably get it tax exempt because we're going to be a non-for-profit. We're going to be a non-for-profit. We're going to be a religious commune. We worship Kek. We're a religion, and therefore we are non-for-profit. You have no idea. If we actually got half this money somehow, if somehow we got $3.5 million, not only would I build this, but I will declare myself Kek Pope. I will be Kek Pope Bob. Kek Pope Bob, the Eldritch God. So.
Keep going.
Kek Pope. I am Kek Pope. In fact, I'm thinking of changing my name to Kek Pope from now on.
Yes.
And I'm going to make my move. I need $3.5 million for Kekistan. We're making our homeland. We're bringing it back, son. We're bringing it back. Yo, dudes. Don't call it a comeback.
The Gospel of Kek.
The Gospel of Kek. Well, I'm going to steal some stuff from Eris, Goddess of Discord, because I think of that as Old Testament and Kek is New Testament. If you're into chaos, that's what it is. It's Eris is Old Testament, and Kek is New Testament. So, well. Anyway, how will we fund this? Well, I'm thinking that we're going to have to do it by selling pot. Okay, and I think it's legal in Oregon, so we'll set up some pot fields. But we need to make sure that whoever we use for distributing the pot doesn't actually smoke it, because in Yeadon, Pennsylvania, police are trying to determine who shipped 10 pounds of marijuana from California to a pastor in the Philadelphia suburbs. That's right. There's a pastor sitting there when suddenly a big box showed up, big plastic bucket inside a cardboard box that was delivered by UPS, sent from Sacramento, carrying 10 pounds of premium weed, man. And I believe it showed up on, wait for it, April 20th. That's right, 420. On 420, the pastor got 10 pounds of pot. So it would have been funnier if it was like 420 ounces or something, because that would be poetic. But if we start selling marijuana out of Kekistan, Oregon, we must make sure that whoever we have shipping doesn't accidentally ship it to other religions, because, that's important.
What about the religion of Chomdy Domdy?
I'm thinking he's more of a subsect of Kekistan.
Excuse me?
Well, there's Orthodox Kek, and then there's revised Kek. And the revised, I believe, have a more expanded sort. See, that's how how the Muslims say that Jesus isn't actually the Son of God. He's more of a he's just a prophet. That's the same thing here. Of course, this will result in religious war, but you know.
So Tromdy is a prophet.
Yes, he's a prophet. Yes.
I can live with that.
Yes, I believe he's a prophet.
It's a prophet that gets 12-year-olds suspended.
That sounds good to me. A more serious note. Well, things in Greece are getting kind of bad. It's getting so bad that when an 86-year-old man died in a single home fire and they pulled his body out, the morgue refused to take him because he didn't have enough money to be paid for going to the morgue, and the undertakers just kind of left him there. So they found him, I believe it was about another day or two later. That's right. In Greece, if you're poor, you can't even get your corpse hauled away.
Did they McNuke the McMorgue?
Ooh, yeah, wouldn't that be a great way to solve it if we privatized morgues? You could have McMorgue. Ba-da-da-da-da!
Yes.
You're dead.
McMorgue!
And then you can have Undertaker transportation service. We can have 6 feet Uber. And then you can recommend your favorite Undertaker on Angie's bucket list.
Yes.
See, this is what you would have in Kekistan, Oregon. You would have 6 feet. You would have competing Undertakers to take your corpse away, like
Exactly.
God intended.
We'll be fighting over you.
Oh yeah, you will have a bidding war to take your corpse. That's how you will make money in death. That's how it is. That's how it is. We'll let you sell any part of your body too. If you want to sell internal organs or other parts of your body, you can purchase them in Kekistan, Oregon. That's part of our platform there. So if you're wondering, why should I give you money? It's because we'll let you sell your organs. That's why.
Yes, that is what we want.
We are organs. Very, very capitalistic. Yes.
Type O blood, please.
Type O blood only. Yes, you can. Anybody who's got type O negative blood type automatically can become a resident of Kekistan, Oregon. Just tell your friends that you're going away for a long time, and that if they don't hear from you, that's okay.
Yes. Wait, are you actually considering this? Because I already sent the GoFundMe.
Oh no, yes, I am. I doubt we'll ever get anywhere near it, and we'll probably have to refund all the money. But that said,
I will do it.
If there is somebody out there who wins the lottery and wants to give us $3.5 million, I will make this my life's career. I will become Kek Pope, and I will do this. I promise you.
I put it under the religion and faith category.
Awesome. That is perfect. At any rate, moving on to the forces of Kek. Hungarian anti-government protest in Budapest. Basically, they created the satiric Hungarian two-tailed dog party. I don't exactly get the jokes when I try to understand it because it's all in a foreign language and the translation does not make any sense to me. But the very fact that they're telling me that this is sarcasm, you know, what I believe they were talking about, our problem is that we wish we could give up the euro so that we can go with the ailing Russian ruble. So I'm not getting their humor, but I appreciate their efforts, and I think that anybody who's a Kekistani should be applauding their efforts at trying to handle their government's problems by laughing at them. Comments?
Niet.
I think that sums it up well. And I believe... Hold on one sec. Sorry, computer locked up for a second there. Anyway, I believe that Buttercup was waiting for this one. Loud sex sounds interrupt pro tennis match in Florida. An outdoor professional tennis match in Florida came to a brief halt amid sounds of loud sex. Francis Tiafoe was about to serve Michael Kruger during their Tuesday night match in Sarasota Open when he paused and flashed a smile of disbelief over the sound of a woman moaning in pleasure. Broadcaster Mike Hatton initially described the sounds as coming from someone playing a pornographic video in the stands, but later they said it was coming from an apartment nearby. Both players had fun with the situation where the crowd laughed. Kruger hit a ball sharply in the direction of the sounds, and TFO screamed, "It can't be that good!" Later, when the responsive couple said something on Twitter, he responded, "Sounds like you guys had a good time." Any rate, holy crap, if that is an amazing little bit of news there, and I'm glad that we can all have a good chuckle now and again. Any comments about this amazing development?
It's good to know that tennis players have a sense of humor.
Yeah, I think that's been a thing that's been lacking in a lot of popular sports lately, I'm afraid. I don't know. Everything just seems to be so serious, and I think part of the problem is, as far as I'm concerned with sports, is the sheer amount of money that everybody makes. I mean, I understand that the market forces drive it, et cetera, and I don't want to be the one that says, you guys are getting paid too much money, but there are times when I go, you guys get paid too much money. You're seriously getting paid too much money. Although when I look at the minor leagues of some sports, I'm like going, you know what? That's a lot more reasonable. I can understand you making 100,000, 200,000, because hey, when I was doing over the road truck driving, that was an expensive lifestyle. I must have lost $20,000, $30,000, just food, over the time period. So I can understand if you travel a lot, you need more money for it, but I'm glad to see that things are finally starting to lighten up somewhat. Any rate, any comments before moving on?
I think it's funny that they could even hear the sounds over some of the sounds that tennis players make when they're serving. Because if you've ever watched a tennis match, it already sounds like porn.
Oh yeah, I know. I always found that odd. Have you ever watched it? They're sitting there and you hear and I'm like, dude. I mean, keep it in your pants, man. No, I'm just serving, but it's like, yeah, but why do you have to grunt? Because I did tennis. I played tennis. I never went ooh. And I was like, what? From the diaphragm. Did they teach you how to grunt in tennis school? I'm serious. It's kind of crazy. But yeah.
Women are the worst.
Oh, yeah.
Female tennis players are the worst. They make
oh, dear God. Yes. It's like
noises.
Lesbian porn.
Right? I love it. I love it. You can't even watch tennis. Like, if you watch tennis with your parents or older members that you actually start to get uncomfortable.
I'm seeing this. What I want to do is get a really good female tennis match going, and then I want to play a porn clip, but I want to blank them out and say tennis match or porn clip and get people to guess.
Oh God, that needs to be a game show.
We should upload a bunch of female tennis playing clips up to Pornhub and see how fast they get taken down.
Oh, hey, we got a nose. Mr. Murmur's going to be coming on later. So, hey, hurry up whenever you get a chance.
Yay.
Haven't heard from you in a bit. Hope things are going. By the way, I don't know if you caught it, Mr. Murmur, or if you're listening. The Night Mind did a live cast tonight, and I thought that was pretty good, too. So you should really bother that guy and get him to have him on his, I forget what it is, midnight chat thing. I liked it. They did a reading of something called Tiki Toby. I've never heard of it. It sounds really bad.
It's a creepypasta.
It's a creepypasta? God.
Yeah.
I don't know. I Googled it. I saw some guy wearing goggles with blood on his face, and I'm like, what? You and every other slasher on the planet. What's your shtick? You're grinning. Oh, wow, gee, thanks, if you were killing me, I'd be like, oh, man. Can you come up with something original? Oh, now you're hacking off my foot. Oh, wow. Okay, gee. Like that didn't happen last week. Oh, well. It's spooky spaghetti. It's not creepypasta. It's just spooky spaghetti. It's kind of there. It's close.
I usually just call them mostly stale pastas because that's really what all of them are.
Oh, stale pasta.
It's all the same damn thing over and over again. Of course, there's some originality, like the story.
I really hate creepypastas because all of them are really shit. I never actually read one that's generally spoofed me. So
you know what I want?
Yeah, I don't really read them for like the spook factor. I read them because they're entertaining. Especially the longer ones, they're a lot more original than the casual ghost in the closet, murderer outside my window, repetitive shit.
I actually think the really shitty ones, like I'm not talking about creepypastas, but the ones that are try to be just so bizarre. I like those.
There's actually a not safe for work creepypasta wiki page. And there is an author on there. All of his stuff is featured on there. He's called Humboldt Lycanthrope, and he is actually amazing. Like an amazing writer, and he writes some of the most twisted things that I have ever read.
My favorite creepypasta is one about a dead guy and a furry orgy.
I didn't need that mental image.
This is revenge. This is revenge for giving us the mental images.
Okay, I apologize about the whole bee thing. Okay, I apologize about that. I apologize.
What about B?
You don't
want to know.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. It's part of the ongoing thing with Teal Deer. And for the record, in case anybody cares, I respect his work. I like his research videos, and I gave him a way out. He told me to go fuck myself. So, I'm going to have fun with this from now on. Oh, and that's something I did want to say after reading his Mind post real quick. I'm sorry to digress. If anybody is subscribing to me because I'm having an argument with them, please go away. I'm not doing this for the subs. I've never done this for the subs. We have two different audiences. He has his audience, and my audience is you guys. New YouTubers, people who are trying to learn this, people who are trying to improve themselves. I build people up, he tears people down. I might be a jerk, but I'm not a bully. Every time I'm saying anything rude or crude, I'm trying to get somebody to learn something. Okay? I smack people on the nose, and then I offer him a carrot. He's just a bully. So whatever. I want to make that clear because he's making a claim that I'm just, the whole reason for all of this is just to draw attention to my channel. No. If you're here because you think I want attention from Teal Deer's followers, go away. Thank you very much. Sorry to digress. I wanted to bring that up. But that's said. One thing, by the way, Mr. Murr, I want you to make this happen. I want to hear you and Nightmind talking on this. I don't care what you two say together. I just love his voice. I love your voice. I want to hear the two of you doing something because I think that would be amazing. Heck, I know that your friend, the guy who does the animation, he was working on animating that dramatic script I did for podcasting. So if you guys want to voice that, that would be just amazing. Okay, but anyway, digressing. Any comments before we move on to Kekistan?
I'm good.
Alrighty, Venezuelans have been marching. They recently did a march in the memory of those killed in recent unrest. About 20 people have been killed in anti-government rallies in the past couple of weeks. But that isn't the main point here. I think recently what I think is important is that there's a section in Venezuela called Western Caracas, which is actually where the rich people are. It is the wealthier eastern side of the nation's capital, and basically the demonstrators walked right in with almost no resistance from state security. So I'm thinking something is either happening here. Either they're running out of money to pay the guards, or the guards as well are unhappy. And they're like, you know what? Yeah, we like these guys more than these rich bastards we're protecting. So I'm thinking this is a good sign. Because when 10,000 poor people can walk into the rich neighborhood, that sends a message because that makes the rich people nervous. So either the rich people are going to leave, which might actually be bad because they've lost enough smart people already, or maybe something's going to change. I don't know. Comments?
I apologize. I just jumped over to my desktop quickly, getting on my audio correct. Can you guys hear me? Is my microphone?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good.
I got to digress for a second. Got to answer some replies. Sterling, can I help you? Sure. Okay, 1 second. All right, sorry about that. Let's see. Where was he? Venezuela?
Yes.
All right. Any thoughts, comments on our favorite topic, or at least my favorite topic here with Kekistan?
Those poor bastards. We need to get the money for the town in Oregon as soon as possible so we can take them in.
Oh yeah, you may have missed that, Mr. Murmur. There's a town in Oregon called Tiller that is selling the entire zip code for $3.5 million. So we're going to buy it and rename it Kekistan, Oregon.
Somehow I don't think I'm going to get $4.7 million.
Well, if we get close, we can borrow the rest. I'm sure there's a bank out there that we can get the
Yeah.
money from. Because our
Find
business
out
plan is going
again.
to, there's a lot of land there, so we're going to plant a lot of marijuana and sell that. That's our business plan right there.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody could grow marijuana in their backyards as long as they want to.
And Max Bird, that is an excellent combat. Tildeer is more like Sargon, but more nasally. His research is good just to make as a comment, but, at this point, whatever. I'm going to have some fun with him, though, either way. Anyway, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. I was just gonna say, if we're gonna sell the pot, I'll be the one to sell it because I actually can't smoke it, so I'll take care of that for us.
You'll handle distribution?
Yeah,
That's perfect.
I'm actually allergic to it, so I won't smoke any of our profits.
I would just take it with tea.
All right, sorry about the delay. I've got somebody who needs to stop by for a second here, and I wanted to get Gemini on, so I sent him the link. But, oh yeah, Buttercup, you will definitely be in charge of distribution. I'm Keck Pope, by the way. And 1 second while I go and take care of this problem. I'll be right back. What do you need?
Oh, Gemini just jumped in and left.
Rip. We're not good enough for them.
Yeah, I guess.
You should have said something. Your voice would have kept them in.
Oh yeah, probably. Well, I hope so. And it usually has that effect on people.
Okay.
I can tell.
Oh, it sucks so much the past couple of days because my jaw's been cracking, like after every sentence or so. And so when I try to record audio, it's just I have to edit out all the little cracks and clicks, and nothing I can do about it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, gonna go to a chiropractor soon, and gonna see what's going on with my jaw. Ugh. It's always something with me.
At all?
Pardon me.
Do you grind your teeth like in your sleep?
Oh no, I don't whatsoever. But maybe my sleep, I wouldn't be surprised, but not during the day.
Well, because that can cause like a lockjaw effect almost if you grind your teeth just from the constant motion of your like jaw rubbing together as you grind your teeth. And if that's the case, they'll give you a little thing to stop you from doing it. That's technical, right? I'm sorry. I don't remember what it's called.
I swear, it's always something with me. And I think it's on Monday. Yeah, Monday. I'm going to get my liver checked. See how that's doing. Oh, that'll be fun. Can get some more blood taken out of me. I've had so much blood taken out of me in the last couple of months. Pretty insane.
I understand that.
It's not because I'm a drinker. No, I got stage 2 mono. Then I got jaundice from that, and my kidney and liver almost failed. So, I need to get blood tests, see how I'm doing.
Every night.
Every time I go to the doctor, they do blood tests because I have an autoimmune disease, and they're constantly monitoring it to check my ANA levels and
Back. But no, I mean, don't let me interrupt. Just want to let you know.
No, it's but they're constantly monitoring it. So every doctor I go to, they're like, "Oh, we're just gonna run some blood tests. I just need eight vials of blood, every one of them."
You know what happened to me recently? Just on the same relate, I went to one doctor. He was slightly out of network. What I mean by that is he was out of network, but he was willing to take my insurance anyways. And he said, "Oh, I need to run a blood test." And I said, "Okay." Apparently, he sent it to the wrong place, and I got a bill for $1,600 because he took out 3 vials of blood and apparently tested me for every drug under the sun.
Oh,
Like, I don't recall him saying that he was going to see if I was a drug addict. Like, I mean, I'm seeing stuff on this list that the only reason I know what it is because we test for it here. And I'm like going, what the hell? Are you trying to see if I'm addicted to synthetic heroin? But the problem is since he sent it to the wrong place, they said, nope, we're not paying for it. And $1,604.73 in medical bills. And I'm like, you are freaking kidding me. So I don't know how that's going to resolve. And that is not somebody begging for money. But, you know, I'll work it out somehow. I mean, it's not the first time. I used to collect on medical bills, so I know all of this crap happens. But yeah, I know. It's like they're a freaking vampire lately. Every time I want to go into a doctor's office, they want like a couple more vials of blood. Is blood worth something? Is there like some sort of illegal blood, you know, exchange program? Is there vampires out there?
Of course. Why wouldn't there?
We could make it a thing in Kekistan, Oregon.
Oh, well, I mean, we're already allowing anyone to sell anything to anyone. So that includes blood, internal organs, eyes, whatever. But
should we specifically have a blood trade though? Like,
oh, that should be part of our currency. Will be blood. Just blood.
How would you measure it? For every ounce of blood is worth $1?
No, it's a blood-backed currency. It's blood-backed currency. You can trade the 1 kekel for blood for a pint of blood. I don't know.
So each person would be worth a certain amount of money.
Oh yeah. You carry your assets with you. It's true in Kekistan. Speaking of paying bills, okay. Man says he didn't cheat to pay his taxes when he didn't pay his taxes for 20 years, but he didn't mean to. Apparently, Winston Trout, I love his name, created $1 trillion bills, actual dollars. He created fake $1 trillion bills and tried to use them to pay his debts. He sent them to various banks in hopes they cash it. And the reason why he says he's not guilty is that on each and every one it says void where prohibited. I love that.
That's my spirit animal.
This guy is and he's from Oregon, so we have to have him.
We have to put him on some sort of city council.
Oh yeah, he's
the
on.
government.
He needs to come to Kekistan, Oregon, and we can't stop him from having to pay his federal. We will make sure he lives tax free for at least local taxes. No local taxes for this guy. Might have to pay state.
Taxation is theft regardless, though.
Yes, we will not have that. They claim in his court case that he was driven by simple greed. But I don't know. Anybody who says, hey, look, I put void where prohibited on the fake dollar bills for one, and it's $1 trillion. Come on. I mean, I can't. How do you consider that guy legitimately trying to defraud the government? Come on.
Like, he's clearly fucking either kidding or an idiot.
This is a guy. Well, I just want to quote the people who's tearing him down here. He had a great talent for looking folksy and spouting pseudo-legal gobbledygook that made all sorts of undeliverable promises to his gullible audiences. He's just a Kekistan. He's just a Kekistani.
I like this man.
I love him. I love this man, and I think he needs honorary, Kekistan as Kek Pope. I declare him a saint. Well, no, it's not saint. He's a what is it before saint? There's beatific. He's a beatific. He hasn't reached saint yet. He needs to pull off 2 more miracles. 2 more miracles and Shrout. We will have Saint Shrout. But for now, he's only beatific Shrout. But if we find 2 more miracles, which can happen after his death, for example, if his blood never clots in his corpse, that would be a miracle by our standards, since it's a unit of blood.
Yes. How much would his blood be worth?
Oh, it would be priceless. It would be priceless. It would be enshrined.
How about $4.7 million?
Yes, we will see if maybe we could ask him for the money and see if he can send us the money to buy
He's got over $1 trillion.
Oh no, he's
trillions.
$100 trillion. He's made over 100 of these bills.
He can lend a couple million.
He can send us a couple. You can say, "Come on, just shave off that massive bill wad he's got in his pocket. Just pull that out and just shave off a couple $100,000 for us. Come on, Shrout. Come on."
I'm thinking we get him to give us $1 trillion. We buy that town in Oregon, then we buy some of those towns in Europe.
I think that we should use a lot of the money, if we do get $1 trillion, to renovate the town, make it a little more livable, nicer.
Everything must be green.
Green, yes.
And frogs, giant ceramic frogs on every corner.
We will build a city hall, and in front of it, we will have the Kekistani flag being held by a giant Pepe statue.
Oh, yes, that would be perfect. And all of those frogs will hollow out the top of their heads and put plants in them, just because it would look nice.
We will have a frog preservation place. We will not allow anybody to touch the frogs. If you do touch the frogs, you will be fined 10 ounces of blood.
Yes, all fines are paid in blood on the spot.
With a rusty knife.
Well, it depends on what sort of healthcare plan you've got.
Yeah. If you pay enough, you can go with a non-rusty knife.
You can go with a normal knife or a syringe. And for the if you're getting the premium platinum plan.
Anybody with O negative blood, you get a syringe.
Any rate, but I do know who we're going to have as our chief of police. In Sperry, Oklahoma, Sperry Police Chief Justin Butch gave himself a speeding ticket. That is a level of honesty that really is not seen these days. Any police officer who said, "You know what? I was traveling 80 miles an hour. That was way over the speed limit. Clearly, I need to ticket myself." That guy, we have got to have him as chief of police. That is the most honest cop ever. He wrote himself a ticket for over $300, and he paid it in full.
He is a great man. Definitely hire him on the spot.
When we get Kekistan, Oregon going, we are sending him an invitation to come to our town because we'll have, if we can get one of those trillions from Strout, Beatific Strout.
I propose that on the day that we do buy this town, we hold a festival where we have people dressed in giant frog costumes and Chatelet playing from loudspeakers.
Well, oh yeah, I mean, of course, it'll be the parade of the hooded frogs.
I demand only one thing. I demand that one person be dressed as a frog riding a unicycle.
Yes.
That life.
Oh, and we need Carrot Man. We need Carrot Man. Have you guys seen Carrot Man?
No, but I like that already.
Carrot Man. Carrot Man was this man who dressed up all in orange, and he said, "I do not carrot about your outrage." And all he did was dance in front of Antifa. I could not stop laughing. You have to look up Carrot Man. I love Carrot Man. Carrot Man, Base Stick Man. We must invite them all, by the way, when we get the $1 trillion from Mr. Strout.
What about Vermin Supreme? Will we invite Vermin Supreme?
Oh, why not? Why not? Why not?
We will have a giant boot built in his honor.
Of course. Oh my God. But Carrot Man must be there. Carrot Man, Base Stick Man.
Yes.
When the great meme war, when World War Meme is finally won, that Kekistan, Oregon is where the party will be held. Oh.
It'll already be a party as soon as it's bought. I mean, we're going to have fucking frog unicycles.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing this. There was this stupid toy that basically they managed to figure out this self-balancing unicycle, and I want to get that toy and put a frog on top now, because that would be amazing. Although, we do need to be worried about one thing. This is something that I think needs to be brought up. Unexploded cannonballs. Okay? We need to be worried about this, because apparently there was a antiques collector in Massachusetts who did not realize he had a 19th century unexploded cannonball sitting on a stand in his home, and he just thought, "Oh wow, this looks really nice here." And the gun-owned store there sold them and said, that looks kind of nice. He said, "Hey, what's that?" And then he said, "Okay, we need to get out of here right now that you brought this in here." And a bomb squad came by and said, "Yep, that thing's live," and took it outside, bolted down that dome over it, and blew it up. So
poor guy, all he wanted to decorate his house with beautiful cannonballs.
It was like, can I get this appraised? Yeah, I can get that appraised. I get that appraised as, holy crap, that thing's live. Let's get the hell out of here.
The only artillery that we need anymore is autistic cat artillery.
Oh yeah, in the meme war, you don't need that. Although, I think that if we do have any money left over from that $1 trillion, and when we build Kekistan, Oregon, is we need to have cannons. We should have cannons. Old-fashioned ones.
Are we going to build a fence around Kekistan, or are we going to leave it open? Because if we have a fence, then we should make it like castle wall type fence, paint it all green, put Pepe on every corner, and have the cannons standing in all the corners.
Yes, I think that's necessary. And who's going to complain? Gun control, it's a cannon. I mean, yes, it could be deadly, but you got to sit there. It takes like 5 minutes to load the sucker. But we definitely need cannons at some point, as far as I'm concerned. However, what we don't need are artists. And what I mean by that is French artist Abraham, I'm going to mangle his name, Pochevel, who's a man who spent a week inside a rock and 2 weeks inside a bear sculpture, has succeeded in hatching chicken eggs after incubating them for 3 weeks. Now, you might be saying, "Why, I did that as a kid. We did that in school. We put eggs inside an incubating chamber." No, he sat on them. He sat on eggs for 3 weeks under big heavy blankets under a sun lamp, pretending to be a mother hen to incubate 10 eggs with his own body heat inside a glass vivarium in Paris's Contemporary Art Museum. Yes, this right. This was an art project where this man sat in a glass room on eggs.
I don't see the problem with this. Why do we not need this man? This man clearly is very devoted to everything he does. He would be a great help.
I understand to that to some degree, but I think that this also exemplifies a complaint that I had, which is the uglification of art, where everything is acceptable and nothing is ugly, where anything can be declared art.
I could draw the picture that I drew of Tromdy Domdy could be considered art if I wanted to say it was art.
Well, yeah, you can call it art, but the thing is that then you get to judge it. You get to say, is it good? Is it bad? Well, this is a guy who hatched 9 out of 10 eggs by sitting his ass on them.
What if the eggs died? Poor thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he... I'm sorry?
I was just going to say, I was actually worried when you started off the story that he'd spent time inside a rock and a bear statue, that the way that he hatched these eggs was to actually shove them up inside of him.
Oh, dear God.
I was afraid that's where we were going with this story.
Do not give them ideas. No. She was kidding. She was kidding, everybody. No. Nobody tell Poncheville. Nobody tell Poncheville. Nobody tell him. Everybody keep quiet. Keep quiet. Stop giving him ideas.
So, like, robin eggs? Those are the small ones, right?
This is enough of a nightmare, man.
Are the small blue ones.
I'm seeing him do it now. Oh, God. No.
We have the right to give you images.
Yes,
the bee thing will never be out of my mind.
Okay, I'm sorry about the bee thing. Again, I'm sorry about the bee thing. Oh, okay. I'm never going to live the bee thing down.
No, stop.
No, it's okay. Running gags are fun. All right. Bit more serious note. Let's bring this up here. You know that we're coming up... In America, we've got a really stupid system, which basically means that if we don't approve a bill, which we're probably going to approve anyways, the government runs out of money. Now, what that actually means is it doesn't actually run out of money. What it means is it has to live within the actual means. So we can't borrow money if the budget isn't approved. So right now they're looking at Obamacare, the big, huge quagmire of healthcare legislation, basically being shut down if the new budget isn't approved. And it's looking like everything's being kind of dramatized because they're trying to make it sound like, oh no, we're holding out against this border wall thing, and it's, oh no, we're holding out against this whole medical thing. I'm not quite sure how this is going to resolve. It doesn't sound as dangerous as they're trying to make it sound like it when I actually look at the numbers, because you know what? Honestly, I'd like to see the government run without having to borrow money for, a couple of weeks. Let's just see what happens. But, it looks like probably what they're going to do is just kick it down the road again, and they're going to approve some stopgap measure for a couple of months to give them more time to wiggle around. So... But I don't know if you guys are keeping track of this at all or care. If you have any comments, feel free to chime in.
I agree with the whole, they're blowing this out of proportion. It can't be as bad as everybody thinks it is. And I want to see the government run on their own damn money for once.
Yeah, little known thing people don't know about too much. The U.S. government's budget is determined by how much money they spent last year. It doesn't matter how much money we actually bring in. We had a record amount of taxes brought in this last year. We have never brought in as many dollars as we did in 2016. Yet, we're still over budget and we're still borrowing money. People don't realize we are $20 trillion in debt. Not federal debt, national debt. We are $20 trillion. You add up every state, every county, every municipality, every dog catcher, and the federal government, it's $20 trillion. How much do we get in taxes? Well, when you add up every municipality, every county, every state in the nation, we only pull in $4 trillion. We have borrowed 5 times as much money as we have every year. Imagine that you made $50,000 a year and you had $250,000 in credit card debts. That's America right now. So something needs to be done about it. And if it means biting the bullet and a whole bunch of programs need to be cut, it's going to suck. But I'm sorry, we borrowed 5 times our annual income. That's not going to work. So I actually hope that we just file bankruptcy on it. I think the reason why is, oh no, you destroy the economy. No, what I'll destroy is governments borrowing money. If America defaults on the money, then nobody will trust to loan money to governments, period. Governments don't need to borrow money. They should stick within their means. And that's what would force them to do it. If people stop loaning them money, they'll stop borrowing it. You know, you got a crack addict. You want him to get off crack. Stop giving him crack. Okay, so I digress. Side note, getting onto the more serious things for a little bit here. Officer shoots man threatening suicide. It's a little funny. It's a little sad.
If you kill yourself, I'll kill you.
Well, see, the thing is,
how it went, huh?
Well, the guy was threatening to kill himself. He'd been drunk. He'd been pointing the gun at his own head. But then he turned and pointed it at another police officer. And, well, the guy who was with him shot him. So...
Well, I mean, he got what he wanted.
Yeah, is that a case of be careful what you wish for?
Although here's the thing. He survived the shot, so he didn't die.
Oh, God.
He almost got what he wanted. He tried. He tried.
He tried suicide by cop, I guess, but that's, my big problem is, and I always say this, if you ever want to do a murder-suicide, I got no problem with that. It's just do it in the right order. Make it a suicide murder. Kill yourself first, then you're allowed to kill as many people as you want. As soon as you've blown your own brains out and you're dead, you go to town. You murder anybody you want.
What?
Well, haven't you seen all these murder suicides? People go around, they shoot up a place, and then they blow their own brains out. We just had that here in Syracuse a little while ago. Guy shot his wife, car chase, blows his own brain out at the end. I'm like, dude, if you're going to kill yourself, why don't you just do it the first place? Why are you causing all this mess? If you're
sometimes maybe they want other people to go down with them.
Yeah, that's my problem. You're going to be dead. How are you going to enjoy it? You're not going to enjoy having everybody else come down with you. You're dead. You know, it's a little late to be enjoying what you've just done.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't realize that when you're dead, and that's it. People believe in some afterlife.
Even if that was the case, do you think you're getting into heaven if you just blew up a whole, McDonald's?
Well, I mean, according to Catholics, as long as you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, amen, then as soon as you die, you'll go to heaven.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I forgot for the option of going.
Before you pull the trigger.
I'm sorry.
I said all you have to do is repent right before you pull the trigger.
Exactly. But suicide is technically a sin, so...
Yeah, that's also the other part of it.
Would you have to repent as soon as, while you're shooting yourself?
No, unfortunately,
Yes,
you can't. No, you can't. That's the problem with suicide with the Catholics. You can't repent until after you've committed the sin. Therefore, you have to shoot yourself, be dead, and then you have to repent.
Or what if you shoot yourself, in the chest so that you can still say it, and then you die from blood loss?
Well, you haven't died yet.
I think that's the whole Catholic idea of purgatory, though.
Yeah, there's the purgatory version of that, and then there's anybody who commits suicide is always going to hell.
What if you ask somebody else to kill you?
Well, then they can, after they kill you, repent.
And then they can always make it look like a suicide.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's a little wiggle room there in that way, but you need somebody else to do the dirty work for you. You can't do it yourself if you're a Catholic.
Why are we teaching people how to kill themselves?
I don't know.
Because this is the internet.
This is the internet, and it's one of our exports from Kekistan, Oregon.
Pot and lessons in how to kill yourself.
That's it. Pot and how to kill yourself.
That's a currency.
Hey, Maxwell, how's it going?
That'll be 2 pints of blood. Thank you.
That'll be 2 pints of blood. Thank you very much. All of our bills are paid in blood. I don't know if you heard, Maxwell, but there's a town in Oregon we're going to buy $3.5 million, and we're going to make a Kekistan, Oregon, and our exports are going to be pot and, of course, how to commit suicide videos.
I will put the link to the GoFundMe in the video chat.
Oh yeah, do that. It needs to be in there, and then send me the copy because I'll put it in the description so people know where to go to the GoFundMe. And I'm going to have to also bring this up on the Kekistan server too. Alrighty, moving on a little bit here. We're getting to the end. Chataway forever, I agree. Montana lawmakers seek to make Native America a destination. That's right. Our lawmakers are trying to make it so all of these Native American casinos are basically like on your to-do list if you come and visit America. I don't know why. I mean, I'm all if they want to have their own casinos and they want to do their own thing, great. I'll never stand in the way of somebody trying to promote their own business. But I have a problem with corporate welfare. This just sounds like to me when I'm looking over this article here that even though they're talking about how much money it generates and how many visitors and how many jobs, it sounds like corporate welfare to me. Like if you have to pay money to make this work from the government, then clearly it's not a good idea. And honestly, when you examine the effects of gambling, on paper it sounds like it makes a lot of money, but to be honest, it doesn't. It doesn't. I've seen the effects that it has on locals. I've seen the effects that it has on families. The cost is way too high for any sort of trivial benefit that it shows. But I'm a little disappointed. But you'd think you'd be focusing more on Yellowstone. I mean, that's a great park. It's got Old Faithful, all that stuff. But I don't know. Thoughts?
I'm torn on the issue because I'm part Native American, so I mean, it would be really in my heart of hearts. I know that more, foot traffic means a little bit more money for the reservations and stuff like that. But at the same time, like to me, that just kind of feels like, hey, look what we did to these people that were here before us. Now you can come look at it too.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest here. From my experience in the local area, we have a casino here in central New York, and it's on Indian land. And I had to work on the edge of the reservation for a while there on a home. That place is screwed up. And I don't think that casino is doing them any good. If anything, it seems to even be sucking the life out of the place. I understand that I have a slanted view on the whole thing, but gambling just doesn't seem to work for me.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the only thing that
you can
the
get
American government has really given them at this point. You know?
Well, it's because we've given them the right to legally do whatever they want on their own land, and then the states regulate stuff. So what does that mean? Well, it means that in this place where the regulations don't apply, you get to sell cigarettes, you get to do gambling. Unfortunately, what we're doing is we're deregulating sin. We're regulating sins in the greater state area, and then we're driving those sins onto the Indian reservation. And well, there's a reason why they're called sin taxes. There's a reason why people kind of frown on the things that are permitted there. So I don't know what the solution is. I don't know what it is. More along the lines here, I just want to say, look at this, form an opinion, and pay attention to it. Maybe there'll be a solution at some point. The whole thing's kind of screwed up, And here we don't come up with solutions. We come up with finger pointing and saying, "Look, Venezuela's pretty screwed up. That's bad." And here we're going to point and say, whatever's going on with these casinos, clear. You know what? It'd probably be if we, as I would say, it'd probably be easier if we deregulated more. Because that way there'd be. Because I keep thinking when I'm looking at the Indian reservation in this area that there's stuff that they could do with this land, but because we make it such a pain in the ass to get in and off the reservation, I can see why you wouldn't want to set up anything there. So. Oh, and thank you for posting the link. I appreciate it. I'll put that in the section when we're done.
All right, I can't post it in the chat. It doesn't allow links.
Oh, okay. I'll fix that later. Any rate.
Speaking of sins, are we going to allow prostitution in Kekistan, Oregon?
We're pretty much going to be as close to Ancapistan as we can get.
Yay.
Yes.
So
I know what business I'm going for. I'm going to be a madam.
Well, you're going to
I'm going to
be
be the madam in charge of pot distribution.
that works. You could be in charge of the what do they call it? The Better Business Bureau, or is it whatever a town has for managing businesses in an area? I forget what it is.
Yeah, that's a Better Business Bureau.
Yeah, Better Business Bureau.
If we're having a fence, I want to be border security.
Yeah, and I agree, Randy. A friendly game of poker is much different than in the industrialized gambling. Because, did I ever tell you my story about my trip to Casino Niagara?
No.
I was there. They give you these cards that you plug into the machines for keeping track of your money. And they give you this little springy thing that you can put the card on so you don't lose it. It always comes back to you. So people attach it to themselves on one end. The little yellow springy goes to the card, and the card goes in the machine. So I'm going past the slot machines, and there's this woman, and I swear to God, she had the springy thing attached to her earlobe. So she's plugged into the machine by this yellow wire-looking thing straight to her earlobe, and she's got earphones in her head, so it doesn't look like it's through her earlobe until you look close. So it looks like it might be going straight into her ear because she's got these big headphones on, and she's grooving to this music while she keeps pulling the lever over and over, and I'm just like, is that machine slowly siphoning your life force as it's plugged into your brain?
That's how they get the power for those casinos.
Oh my God, I'm sitting there watching this for a second because I don't think I won it. They just sent it to you. Get a free lunch. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go get a free lunch. They make you walk past all the gambling all the way to the back. And it's a pretty nice buffet in this strange room way in the back. And then they give you some free chips. And I'm like, after watching the lady who had her brain plugged into your slot machine, no, thank you. You can keep those. I will enjoy your roast beef sandwich and then depart. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you have a pleasant day. Oh my God, that was the scariest thing. I've never been in a casino since. Terrifies
That sounds fucking terrifying.
Oh, I'm serious. But it wasn't until I got closer and I'm looking at the side. She actually took that. When they got those little clips that you can put on your belt?
Yeah.
It was a really tiny miniature one, and she actually put it through the earlobe, like a pierced earring hole.
Wait, seriously?
Seriously, she had her card attached to her ear. And this wasn't a present-looking woman. This isn't like somebody who was all an edgelord. This woman must have been like 45, 50 years old. I'm like, what is going on here? I do not understand. But, gambling makes for some weird lives.
Middle of the day.
This is the middle of the
Middle of the day, right?
Niagara Falls, Canadian side.
That explains so much.
We are not very good here in Ontario.
Oh, scary, scary, scary. Scary, scary, scary indeed. Well. Moving on real quick. Moving on. We're almost to the end here, so we're pushing through. Trump says Paris attack will help Le Pen in action. And I've recently looked at Sargon of Akkad's video on why he thinks Le Pen is going to win. And I have to concur. 100% as long as the information gets out there. Okay? I don't think we need more commentary. I don't think we need to tell people, vote for X, don't vote for Y. Okay? And unfortunately, I can't speak French, or I would be doing this whole thing in French just to try and get their attention.
I mean, I could probably do some.
If you want to on your own, that'd be great. But here's the thing: I don't think you need to, because I've seen the videos. I've seen like the protesters bash a hole into the back of a police car and then throw a firebomb in. I mean, this is. Do you want that? Is that what you want? Is that what you want, Paris? Do you want your police to be running scared? Do you want nobody protecting you? Do you want to defend yourself? Because I love the police. Yeah, there's some problems. Yeah, there's some bad actors. But as a rule, if you gave me a choice between police and no police, I'm going to take the police. Because trust me, even when they pull me over, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I was speeding. I'm not happy about this, but thank you very much for doing your job in a professional manner. Do you really? Because I mean, the attacks on police officers, the guy who just jumped out of his car and just started gunning people down in the name of Islam. Come on, seriously. What does the person going against Le Pen say? Well, this is an unimaginable problem. What do you mean? You can't even imagine it? You can't even think about it? What the heck? So I'm 100% behind Sargon and Trump here, where I think that Marine Le Pen is going to win, or at least she should win at this point. I mean, I don't agree with all of her policies. I don't agree with everything she says, but at this point, out of a list of crappy choices, she is the least crappy. Thoughts?
If there's nobody protecting France, what's stopping them from pulling out the white flag again?
Well, I mean, yeah, we all know their national flag is white, but come on now. Come on, pick a new flag. Pick a new flag. Any other comments? We only got one story left, which I think is so we could end on a happy note. Back in North Carolina.
Any thoughts?
Sorry. No problem. Back at a campaign rally for Donald Trump in North Carolina last September, a 73-year-old man was arrested for hitting a woman outside of the rally. And the case was just now finally dropped as of April 22nd. So, no, I'm sorry, yesterday. Yesterday, I'm reading that wrong. So, finally, the charges, and 3 other people as well, have all been dismissed. Okay. The man who was accused and arrested said basically he had poor eyesight and was trying to brush off somebody who touched his back when he, hit the woman, and it wasn't intentional. It's a 73-year-old man. Come on now. If a 73-year-old man hit me, I'd be like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? You might break your knuckles, sir. Be careful. That's my face you're hitting. It's kind of hard. So I'm glad that finally, although the sad part is that it took this long to finally drop the charges. Okay, and the guy had to pay for a lawyer to defend himself, so I can't think of how much money's been lost over this BS, but glad to see it's finally dropped. Any comments?
I'm just glad someone finally came to their senses.
Exactly. At any rate, that pretty much concludes all of the news that stood out to me this week. That other people are, we could stick with some of the more famous stuff and the bigger news items, but I always like to just kind of jump around root around at the bottom of the barrel here and see if I can't find some stuff that nobody else is talking about. And again, I want to reiterate that all of this is practice. All of this is about learning what we're doing. And if you have a YouTube channel and you're like going, hey, I'd like to hang out with some other people who might give me some advice or give me some ideas, or, I could even help with scripts or whatever, or I can help with scripts and I don't even have a channel. I just want to help you guys. Give me a message. We got a small vetting process. But the whole goal of this is to try and promote and create, more importantly, more YouTubers, because I believe that more YouTubers is good. It doesn't matter what you're saying as long as you're saying what you believe. At any rate, that's pretty much my final spiel there. Any final closing thoughts from anybody? I'll take that as a no. Any rate, you have been listening to Umthoth Neverborn, the abyss that slumbers, and this has been Eldritch Lance. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you have a pleasant day.